When I was 25 years old, literally the worst thing that could ever happen to me happened. Before my body started breaking down, first I went through a period of mania. And a couple months into this mania, I started experiencing these weird, pseudo hallucinations where I would see overlaid on the actual reality a second reality that was sort of like transparent, in which the earth was opening up and the city skyline was falling into it, or a major earthquake would happen, like some scenario in which the world was ending, like a dystopian. In the moment, I was watching the city I was living in before my eyes crumble. Also, in this manic and dissociative state, I had broken up with my partner of 6 years and was in the process of moving out. And my therapist, who had been with me through the entire process of this tragedy happening, was about to go on maternity leave. I was desperate for some sort of help, but I had been through most therapeutic options. And on paper, I was surviving, and so I also didn't qualify for a lot of stuff. So my therapist threw out the one thing that she said was probably the single most life-changing experience she ever had. It was Byron Katie's School for the Work, which is a 9-day immersion program with a woman named Byron Katie, who is sort of like an Eckhart Tolle figure. She's actually like friends with him. And she has a very interesting story. And there's a lot of controversy surrounding her, similar to the controversy that surrounds all like New Age spiritualism or mindset-based resilience programs. So if you're already triggered, feel free to scroll on. At the time, I had no idea who Byron Katie was, never heard of her, no idea what the 9-day School for the Work was. I didn't even know where it was. It was in Ojai, California, which I had never heard of before. There was a School for the Work starting 4 days from the day I heard about it, and they had a couple of spots open. It was $6,000. I paid $6,000, flew to Ojai, having no idea what I was doing. It was such a Hail Mary. Now, this program is not for everyone. And admittedly, the first time I did it, because of the neurodivergence tendency to follow directions and not know where your own limits are, I did get a lot of trauma from it, but I got a lot more out of it than I did get traumatized. And it is to this day single-handedly the biggest positive impact that anything has ever had on my life. I went to the School for the Work 3 times, so I went twice as a participant and then once as a staff member. And I am not suggesting that you actually go to the School for the Work unless you want to, but it is definitely worth checking out the work, which is completely free to access and learn about. It's just 4 questions that you ask yourself whenever you notice stressful thoughts or judgments. It's a meditative inquiry that honestly, if you really dive deep into it and it works for you, it's one of the 80,000 doors to Zen, Buddhism, enlightenment, whatever. What I like to call sanity. And of course, you don't have to go that deep. I'm happy to talk more about this if y'all want it, actually get into the nitty-gritty of how to do the work and whatnot. She also has multiple books that give fantastic examples. I recommend A Mind at Home with Itself. If you'd like to do the work with me, I'm more than happy to do that. Just schedule one of my coaching consultations, which you know where to find the link, and just let me know in the comments that that's what you're interested in doing. The consultation is free, so you at least get one free session out of it. I believe there are also free facilitators via the website too. My other suggestion is to share that despair with other people so you're not experiencing it in a vacuum, which can be further traumatizing. Connect with other burnt out people. My last piece of advice is to practice being with your body. What this looked like for me was sitting down naked in front of a mirror and watching, looking at, and being with my body until I accepted it as it was, and then I began to love it. It was incredibly difficult and intense, but life-changing.